Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our compensation plan training part 2. Very excited about getting a more advanced training tonight. My name's Brenda Rogers and I'm the training manager with Young Living, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us tonight. And we're about to start. I'm about to introduce Andrew, and let me just first say, as a few more people are coming in, congratulations to all of those who have achieved goals in the last month since we had part 1 of compensation plan training. And some of you have rank advanced, some of you have achieved other milestones and goals. So congratulations. We always love to hear about those. And we have some exciting training for you tonight, and it's great to hear some more about generational bonuses and some of the things that you'll learn as you head towards silver. So without further ado, I'm actually going to hand over to Andrew. Andrew and Sharon, his wife, are Golds based in Brisbane, and Andrew has very generously agreed to share his knowledge with you of the compensation plan. It is one of the keys to success in this business in a easier and more straightforward and less work kind of way. Wouldn't you agree, Andrew?
Yep, absolutely. Something we need to understand.
So I'll hand it over to you. Take it away. Thanks,
All right.
Andrew.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Brenda. And thank you very much for joining us today, everyone that's live and that will be watching the replay later. Now, I'm Andrew Wild, and I've been using Young Living products for about 9 years. And what we're doing today is we're covering part 2 of this compensation plan training. Now, if you missed part 1, you can watch the video from the member resources section of your virtual office. You'll find the part 1 video there. Now, what did we cover in part 1? Well, let me show you what we already covered in part 1. So we covered these sections: terminology, and within terminology, we covered everything you can see up on the screen at the moment. Now, one of the things that we didn't cover in part 1 was generations. So we're going to be covering generations and the definition of generations today. So we also covered all the Young Living ranks, so all of the ranks and what you need, the qualifications you need in order to achieve those ranks. So that was all covered in part 1. Getting paid was covered in part 1. How we can receive our Young Living thank you check, and how we convert things like PV, commissionable PV, into Australian dollars, which is always a question that I get. So that's covered in the getting paid section that we did in part 1, and qualifying for commissions. So all of the different qualification criteria for the different commissions and bonuses. So that's what we covered in part 1. Now, in today's training, we're going to be looking at this section in here, which the 8 different commissions and bonuses. So these 8 different ways that we get paid. Now, in this training, we're going to be going through these, and it will take about 1.5 hours to get through all of this, especially with all of your questions, because we're going to go in depth into each of these different types of commissions and bonuses. Now, before we begin today, I want to explain this to you. What you're actually looking at here, which is why some of the stuff flashes up now and then, is an interactive training module that you now have access to through the member resources section of your virtual office. So you can actually access this and do what I'm doing, which is jump around the presentation and jump straight into the section that you want to learn about. It's called the interactive presentation. Understanding the compensation plan interactive presentation, and it has my name there, Andrew Wild. So have a look for that. So it's great for you to know that at any time in the future you can jump into this and just learn again about the specific commission bonus or terminology that you want to understand. So one of the things which I'm going to mention and remind you all about is this: the quick reference charts. Really important to print these off and have them with you whenever you're learning about compensation plan. Where do you get these from? Well, right here on the main menu, you can see there's a link on the right-hand side that says click here to download the Comp Plan Quick Reference Chart. So if you click on that, you can download the PDF and print that out. So I highly recommend you always have that available to you whenever you're learning about the compensation plan. Because today you're going to see a lot of different tables. And instead of you having to write down all the information you see in those tables, what having the chart allows you to do, it's all on those two charts, which are 2 pages. So I highly recommend you download that and print that out whenever you're learning about the compensation plan. Okay, now also questions. There's a chat box available to you and also a Q&A. Use either of those to ask any questions as we go through today's presentation. So I'll be answering whatever the questions are that you have as we go through that. So just pop them through and I'll make sure that that I get to answer those. So without any further ado, let's get started on the commissions and bonuses. So we're going to start at number 1, which is all about retail customer earnings. So that's where we'll start. But before we do that, let's just have a look at these 8 different commissions and bonuses. In this section, we will go through all of the possible commissions and bonuses. In total, there are 8 commissions and bonuses available. Each of these is independent of the other. Each has their own unique qualification criteria and is paid to either the sponsor or the enroller. Your Young Living Thank You check is made up of the total of all of these added together. When you view your check in your virtual office, it will show you the exact breakdown of how much you have earned from each of these different commissions and bonuses. So let's get started and look at the first on the list, which is retail customer earnings. Let's look into retail customer earnings and see exactly what this commission is all about. When a new person you introduce to Young Living wants to purchase products, they have 2 options. The first option is to become a wholesale member and purchase the products at the wholesale price, which is about a 24% discount on the retail price. To become a wholesale member, a person needs to purchase one of the starter kits. The second option is to purchase the products at the full retail price. Now, when a person does this, we call them a retail customer. Retail customer earnings is the commission we earn from these retail customers. The price difference between the retail and the wholesale prices is approximately 24%. The retail customer earnings is simply the price difference between the retail price and the wholesale price, which is what you earn. So this is approximately 24%, but it does vary a little based on the product. So as you can see, retail customer earnings is quite a straightforward commission. To be eligible for retail customer earnings, you must have a 50 PV order in the month. So hopefully you can see the retail customer earnings is one of the easier ones to understand. It's a pretty straightforward one. So if you have any questions, fire them off about that. Otherwise, we're going on to the next commission, which is the starter kit bonus. Let's have a look at the starter kit bonus, or as I prefer to call it, the premium starter kit bonus, because this bonus applies to all premium starter kits. So calling it the premium starter kit bonus just makes it a bit clearer as to what it's for. This bonus applies to all kits that have the words premium starter kit in their name, of which there are currently many and more to come in the future. So just be aware that this bonus does not apply to the basic starter kit, only to all the premium starter kits. So when does this bonus actually apply? The bonus applies when a premium starter kit is purchased within a new member's first calendar month. We'll have a look at a few examples on the next slide to illustrate that better. Let's look at a few examples. Now here in the first example, Mary enrolls in June with a premium starter kit. That's great, we'll receive the starter kit bonus. That's a pretty easy, straightforward one. Now in the second example, Mary enrolls with a basic starter kit on the 2nd of June. And then she decides she wants a premium starter kit and purchases that on the 30th of June. So in this example, yes, you will receive the starter kit bonus because the premium starter kit was purchased in Mary's first calendar month. Now in the third example, Mary enrolls on the 28th of June with the basic starter kit, and then a few days later purchases the premium starter kit on the 1st of July. Now in this example, you will not receive the starter kit bonus for Mary's order because she did not purchase the premium starter kit within her first calendar month. She purchased it in her second calendar month. Hopefully that explains this distinction a little bit more clearly. So how much is the starter kit bonus? Now remember that calculations are always done in PV, so we refer to the starter kit bonus as being 25 PV. If we then convert that into Australian dollars using the peg rate of 1.3, then that will give us $32.50. So this means at the peg rate of 1.3, you will earn $32.50 Australian when you enrol a new member with a premium starter kit. Remember, that is only for the starter kit bonus. There are other commissions and bonuses applicable when you enrol a new member, like the Fast Start bonus and Unilevel commissions. The starter kit bonus is paid to the enroller, who needs to have a 50 PV order in the month to be eligible to receive the bonus. You can see that reflected in the table, with a tick in the E column that represents the bonus is paid to the enroller, and a tick in the 50 PV column that reflects that you need to have a 50 PV minimum order to be eligible. Let's summarise what we have learnt about the starter kit bonus. This bonus applies to any of the premium starter kits that are purchased in the new member's first calendar month. It is paid to the enroller, who must have a 50 PV order to qualify, and the value of the bonus is 25 PV. So that's the starter kit bonus. And so the thing about the starter kit bonus to understand is that we like to say it's valued at 25 PV because that's the way that we always talk about commissions, is always in PV, and then that's then converted into our local currency using the peg rate. And so here in Australia, that converts out to, with 1.3 to $32.50, but I know there's many of you now in New Zealand where the peg rate is different, it's 1.4. So therefore, the amount in New Zealand dollars for those in New Zealand is going to be different. So it's just important to understand that peg rate does change, and it can change. It hasn't changed in Australia for a while, but it may change from time to time. Let's have a look at the Fast Start bonus. Now here's a snapshot of the bonus from our Comp Plan Quick Reference table. We can see that the Fast Start bonus is separated into two distinct bonuses. We call them the first Level 1 and the second Level 2. The Fast Start bonus is paid to the enroller, and you need a 50 PV order to be eligible for it. Here are some of the details of the Fast Start bonus. The Fast Start bonus Level 1 is 25%, and the Level 2 is 10%, and it's paid to the enroller. The bonus applies for the new member's first 3 calendar months. So this means this bonus will apply to all of the products purchased within the new member's first 3 calendar months. The next point is a little bit more advanced, so not something you need to remember. When the Fast Start bonus is payable, Unilevel and Generation Commission PVs are reduced by 70%. You don't have to understand what that means for now, so don't worry about it for now. It'll come up later when we talk about Unilevel and Generation Commission. Another distinction about this bonus is that when a retail customer converts to a wholesale member, you will qualify to earn this bonus for their first 3 months as a wholesale member. There are some limits to how much you can get paid with the Fast Start bonus on a single account in a single month, and you can see that there, the Fast Start Level 1, the max per enrolment per month is 200 PV. So when I say per enrolment, I mean you've enrolled a person. The max Fast Start bonus Level 1 you can get off that one person is 200 PV. But if you do the maths, that means they've had to make a pretty massive order for you to hit 200 PV to reach that particular limit. We're going to now look at a Fast Start Bonus Level 1 example. Now in this example, you enrol Sally in June and Sally purchases 100 PV worth of products. With this 100 PV of products that Sally purchased in June, let's see how the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 applies. To calculate the Fast Start Bonus Level 1, we take the 100 PV and multiply that by 25%, which is the percentage for the Fast Start Bonus Level 1. This gives us 25 PV. To then convert that into Australian dollars, we multiply that by the Australian dollar peg rate, which is 1.3, and that gives us $32.50. So the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 amount in Australian dollars would be $32.50 for June. We have now progressed into Sally's second month as a wholesale member, where she purchases 150 PV worth of products in July. We multiply the 150 PV by 25%, and that gives us 37.5 PV. We can then convert that into Australian dollars by multiplying it by the peg rate of 1.3, which calculates to $48.75. So in July, you would earn $48.75 for the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 on Sally's orders. In month 3, Sally purchases 50 PV of products. We multiply that by 25% and it gives us 12.5 PV. We then multiply that by the peg rate of 1.3 to give us $16.25. So in August, you would earn $16.25 for the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 on Sally's orders. We now progress on to month number 4. Now in this month, Sally purchases 100 PV of products. This month, the Fast Start Bonus no longer applies because the Fast Start Bonus only applies to Sally's first 3 calendar months. Here is a summary of what we've learned about the Fast Start Bonus Level 1. The Fast Start Bonus Level 1 is a 25% bonus paid to the enroller who must have a 50 PV order to qualify for the bonus. This bonus applies for the new members' first 3 calendar months. So that's the Fast Start Bonus Level 1. Now we're going to look at the Fast Start Bonus Level 2. We're now going to look at the Fast Start Bonus Level 2. Now in this example, you have enrolled Sally. And at any time in the future, Sally enrolls Steve. Sally could have enrolled Steve in her first month or her 10th year. It actually makes no difference. So Steve is on your Level 2. You could potentially earn the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 on Steve's orders, so let's have a look and see how that works. The Fast Start Bonus Level 2 is 10%. Here's the important qualification distinction to understand about the Fast Start Bonus Level 2. So the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 only applies when the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 is being paid. Now we're going to have a look at this in more detail so that you have a good understanding and get clarification around how this particular qualification works. Here is an example of how the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 would work. For you to receive the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 from Steve's orders, Sally must receive the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 from Steve's orders. Now in this particular month, you've made a 200 PV order. Sally's made a 50 PV order and Steve's made a 100 PV order. Sally has qualified for the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 because she made a 50 PV order. This will mean that you will earn the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 from Steve's 100 PV order. Let's have a look at another example on the next slide. Here is our second example looking at the Fast Start Bonus Level 2. Okay, so let's just go through this again. What the qualifications are for you to receive the Level 2 Fast Start Bonus from Steve's order. So for you to qualify to receive the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 from Steve's order, Sally must qualify to receive the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 from Steve's orders. Now in this example, you have purchased 200 PV of products. Now let's look at Sally. Look, Sally hasn't purchased anything this month. But Steve has purchased 100 PV of products. Because Sally has not made her order of 50 PV or more, she does not qualify to receive the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 from Steve, which means you're not going to receive your Fast Start Bonus Level 2. You can see how Sally is missing out on earning commissions because she has not placed an order. She's leaving money on the table, so to speak. You can see by this example why it's important for you to check your downline view at the end of the month to ensure that all of your members are not missing out on any commission because they may have failed to place an order in the month. So here's the summary of what we've learned about the Fast Start Bonus Level 2. So the Fast Start Bonus Level 2 is 10% and only applies when the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 is paid. Make sure you check your downline viewer every month to ensure that your members are not missing out on commissions. If you use the Oily Tools app, then this app has a built-in report called the Money Misser Report. Visit oilytools.com to learn more about the Oily Tools app. Okay, so then we've gone through the Fast Start Bonus Level 1 and the Fast Start Bonus Level 2. And so the main thing to remember about that is that with the Fast Start Bonus, it is only available for that first 3 calendar months of the new member. So it's only, I like to call it a short-term bonus because it's only available for that short amount of time. Okay, let's now progress on to the next one, which is the Rising Star bonus. Stars, senior stars and executives are eligible to earn the Rising Star Team bonus. This bonus is based on having a particular structure in place that'll be explained in an upcoming slide. The value of this bonus varies as it's based on earning shares in a pool. How this is calculated will be explained in an upcoming slide. You can earn a maximum of 6 shares and you must be on the Essential Rewards program with a 100 PV or higher order to be eligible for this bonus. Again, all of these tables you see are from the quick reference chart, which you can download from the main menu of the interactive presentation. The value of each share will vary from month to month, based on the monthly value of Young Living sales and the total number of shares that members qualify in the calendar month. To get the value of 1 share, this is how it's calculated each month. 1% of Young Living's monthly commissionable sales is divided by the total number of shares distributors qualify for in that month. This will give the value of 1 share in that given month. Here is how you qualify to earn 1 share in the Rising Star Team Bonus Pool. Firstly, you must be on the Essential Rewards program with a 100 PV or higher order. To earn 1 share, you need to have 3 legs with at least 300 OGV in each leg. The person at the top of each leg must also have a 100 PV Essential Rewards order. Having this structure in place will mean that you will earn 1 share. By achieving this structure, you will also have achieved the star rank. This is how you earn an additional 2 shares that will bring the total to 3 shares that you've earned in the Rising Star Team Bonus Pool. To earn the additional 2 shares, you need to add 2 legs of at least 500 OGV in each leg. Having this structure in place will mean that you will earn a total of 3 shares. And by achieving this structure, you will also have achieved the rank of Senior Star. This is how you can earn an additional 3 shares that will bring your total to 6 shares in the Rising Star Team Bonus Pool. To earn the additional 3 shares, you need to add 2 extra legs of at least 1000 OGV in each leg. Having this structure in place will mean that you will earn a total of 6 shares. By achieving this structure, you also will have achieved the rank of executive. There are some limits on earning the Rising Star Team bonus. Once you receive the Rising Star Team bonus for the very first time, you can only qualify to earn it for 24 months. After the 24 months, you will no longer be eligible to earn this bonus. If you were to reach the rank of silver, in which case you cannot earn the bonus, and then you may downrank back to executive, you can still qualify for the bonus provided you are still within that 24-month qualification window. So let's have a look at a summary of what we've talked about with the Rising Star Team bonus. Firstly, you in the top of each leg must be on Essential Rewards with a 100 PV or higher order. The Rising Star Team bonus is only available to those with the rank of Star, Senior Star or Executive for 24 months from when the bonus is first achieved. The value of each share will vary from month to month, and you can earn up to a maximum of 6 shares based on your structure. This is a really good bonus to understand when you first start sharing Young Living, because it helps to provide a structure for your organisation that's going to set you up to achieve the leadership ranks. So it's going to set you up to help to move towards the ranks of silver, gold, and so on. And from the very start, when you first hit Star, for example, this is setting you up so that if you earn 1 share, you're guaranteed you will have hit Star when you have achieved that first share. If you get the additional 2 shares, you get a total of 3, then you're going to have achieved the rank of Senior Star. And then if you get another 3 shares, which gives you a total of 6 shares, you will then have achieved the rank of Executive. So by understanding how to build in this particular way, it's going to help to move you up, or help to move you along the Young Living ranks, so increasing ranks, but it's also going to give you the share bonus from this particular bonus. So it's a really good one to understand, and it's all about you helping others, because you can see in it how it's talking about legs and helping to build those legs. So building those legs is all about helping others to start on their Young Living sharing journey as well. So it's a really good one to understand, especially when you first start sharing, and a really good one to help to communicate and teach to those who are new to sharing Young Living. It gives them something to aim for, and it gives them a structure to help with building their Young Living organisation. All right, let's go on to the next one. In this section, we will look in detail at Unilevel commissions. In order to be eligible for Unilevel commissions, you must have a 100 PV or higher order in the calendar month. Unilevel commissions are paid to the sponsor. The Unilevel commission percentage varies based upon the level that the PV is earned on. So you'll see that you will earn 8% on level 1, 5% on level 2, and 4% on levels 3 through to 5. The number of levels deep that you earn Unilevel commissions on varies based upon your rank. The higher your rank, the deeper you earn, up to a maximum of 5 levels once you hit Executive. As you can see in the table, by having a 100 PV order, you can earn 2 levels deep. The Star rank will earn 3 levels deep, Senior Star 4 levels deep, and from Executive rank and above, you will earn Unilevel commissions on 5 levels. Unilevel commissions are based on levels, so it's important to understand which level each person is on within your organisation. Imagine a level as being a horizontal within your organisation, a bit like, the levels in a building. However, it's in reverse. So if you look at the diagram, your level 1 starts with your personally sponsored members. So in this case, Sally, Steve and Jody are all on your level 1. Susie has been sponsored by Sally. So Susie all the way across to Jess is on your level 2. Sandy all the way across to Jack is on your level 3, and so on and so forth. Compression is not something you really need to understand, but it's cool to know it's happening. Compression is a unique component of the Young Living Compensation Plan that maximises your Unilevel Commission. Let's have a look at compression and how it affects your Unilevel Commission in a positive way. Compression occurs when a member in your downline does not place a 100 PV order in the month. So they place an order but it's less than 100 PV, or they don't place any order at all. Their members will virtually roll up to be on the same level as the member who did place a 100 PV or higher order. Bit confused? Well, look, don't worry. It's not something you really need to understand. But let's have a look at a practical example to get a better understanding of how this works. In this compression example, we will look at what happens to the PV of Sally, Susie and Sandy in regards to the payment of Unilevel commissions. You can see that Sally is on your level 1 and placed a 90 PV order. Firstly, let's take that PV and put it into our 8% row, as we will be earning 8% Unilevel commission on that 90 PV. Now, compression is about to occur because Sally has not placed a 100 PV order. So Susie's PV will compress up to the level 1. So Susie's 140 PV will compress up to the level 1, and we will earn 8% on that 140 PV. Because Susie's PV has compressed up one level, this means Sandy's PV will compress up one level as well. So Sandy's PV, which is 105, will compress up to level 2, and so we're going to earn 5% on that 105 PV. In the next slide, we'll have a look at the second example in Bob's leg. Now let's look at Bob, Blake and Barry, and what will occur to their PVs when compression occurs. Bob is on your level 1 and placed a 75 PV order. Let's take that 75 and put it into our 8% row, as we will be earning 8% Unilevel commission on that 75 PV. Because Bob did not place a 100 PV order, compression occurs. So Blake's 50 PV will compress up to your level 1. Now let's look at what happens to Barry's PV. Because Blake failed to make a 100 PV order, Barry's PV will compress all the way up to your level 1. So you'll be earning 8% on Barry's 150 PV. Remember that compression is a virtual process that occurs when Unilevel commissions are calculated. You can't see this virtual roll-up in your downline. If you don't understand compression, don't worry. Just understand that compression is helping to maximise your Unilevel commission. When the Fast Start bonus is paid, this will affect your Unilevel commission payout on the member that the Fast Start bonus has been paid on. So when the Fast Start bonus is paid, the PV is reduced to 30% when calculating the Unilevel commissions. Let's have a quick look at an example. In this example, you are earning the Fast Start bonus on Sally. For Unilevel commission calculations, Sally's PV will be reduced to 30%, which brings it down from 200 PV multiplied by 30%, brings that down to 60 PV. Therefore, you will earn 8% on 60 PV. Okay, before we move on, one of the things that's really important to have clear is about Unilevel. With Unilevel and all the commissions, they have a minimum qualification. So for Unilevel, you have to place a 100 PV order in the month to qualify in that calendar month. So if this month you only placed an 80 PV order, that means you wouldn't qualify to receive Unilevel commissions. However, next month, that's a whole new month. So if you were to make a 100 PV order next month, then yes, you will qualify to receive Unilevel commissions. So it's important to always understand that commissions are always calculated in that calendar month. What happened last month doesn't matter. It's what is happening in this calendar month. It's what your order is in this calendar month. Okay, now we're getting towards, well, we're now at my favourite commission called the Generation Commission. Now, before we get started on the Generation Commission, what we need to understand first are generations. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the terminology section of this presentation to have a look at a definition of generations so they'll get really clear on exactly what a generation is. We need to understand that to understand Generation Commission. So let's now jump into that section, which is in the terminology section, and we're going to get into generations to find out what the definition of generation is. So let's have a look at that now. Generations are important to understand for when you are aiming for the rank of silver or above. You need to understand what a generation is in order to be able to understand the Generation Commission that is payable when you achieve the rank of silver or above. By now you have an understanding of levels, and that's great. But you must set aside everything you know about levels in order to understand generations. Do not get the two mixed up. So let's now dive in and have a look at what a generation is. First, let's look at the diagram and understand it. This is another way of looking at your organisational tree. Now, in the diagram, all of the circles represent your members, with you being at the top. The lines between them represent who that member was sponsored by. And when you see the yellow highlight circle with an S plus in it, this represents a member who has achieved the silver or above rank in the calendar month. Your first generation, i.e. your generation number 1, is referred to in the compensation plan as your personal generation. Your personal generation is all of the members in your downline up to but not including the first silver or above leader. Let's draw a dotted line around what represents your personal generation. Everything inside that dotted line is your personal generation. As you can see, it includes everyone up to but not including the first silver or above leader. All of those members represent your personal generation. As you look at the diagram, notice how your personal generation can traverse down different legs and an unlimited number of levels. I want to emphasize that. Generations have no restrictions on the number of levels deep they go. Let's now look at your second generation. When you view your organisational tree, each time you hit a silver or above leader, a new generation begins. Looking at the diagram, you can see highlighted everyone who is in your second generation. The key point to remember is that each time you hit a silver or above leader, a new generation begins. This process continues down your organisational tree. As your team grows and leaders develop, you may have a generation 3, a generation 4, and so on. Let's look at your complete organisational tree as generations. This is how they all separate out. So your generation number 1, which is also called your personal generation, is highlighted in pink. This includes all of the members in your downline up to, but not including the first silver or above leader. When we hit that silver or above leader, that becomes our generation number 2. Everyone in generation number 2 is highlighted in blue. When we hit the next silver or above leader under that, it then becomes our generation 3. Everyone in generation 3 is highlighted in green. Now that you understand generations, you have the fundamentals to understand the Generation Commission. So hopefully with those type of diagrams that you see there, it makes understanding generations and working out generation 2, 3 and so on much easier. So now that you have an idea and an understanding of generations, we can now go into the Generation Commission and learn about that. Now, one of the things to understand about the Generation Commission is that it only applies once you've reached the rank of silver or above. First thing to remember. Second thing to remember is that your rank is recalculated every single month. So let's say this month you reached the rank of executive. Next month it might be silver, and then the month after it might be back to executive again. So it's always based on your paid as rank in that particular month. So you need to be a silver or above to be able to earn Generation Commission. So let's get started on it. You understand now what a generation is. So now we can get to learn all about the Generation Commission. I love this quote from John D. Rockefeller, who was an astute entrepreneur born in the 1800s and made his fortune in the United States, and is widely considered the wealthiest American of all time. He said this: "I would rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts." Just think about that for a moment and what it means. I believe that the lesson behind this quote is understanding the concept of leverage. John D. Rockefeller understood the power of leverage and scale. Now, as an employee, we are trading our time for money and we don't have any leverage. However, the Young Living opportunity gives each and every one of us leverage thanks to this Generation Commission. After you learn about the Generation Commission, revisit this quote and understand how this concept applies in the Generation Commission and how it's paid. This leverage is one of the most exciting opportunities in the compensation plan. So let's have a look at how it works. In order to earn the Generation Commission, you need to achieve the rank of silver or above. The number of generations deep you are paid will vary based upon your rank. So as you can see in the table, when you achieve the rank of silver, you will earn 2.5% Generation Commission on your personal generation, 3% on your second generation, and 3% on your third generation. Every rank after silver, you earn an extra generation level. So at gold, you will also earn commission on generation number 4, platinum generation number 5, and so on, all the way to Royal Crown Diamond, where you will earn Generation Commission on up to 8 generations deep. The table you see can be found on page 2 of the Comp Plan Quick Reference chart that you can download from the main menu of this interactive presentation. On the next slide, we will look at an example of how the Generation Commission works. The first thing to remember about Generation Commission is that it only starts when you achieve the rank of silver or above. For our demonstration, we will assume that you have achieved the rank of silver in this calendar month. As you can see in the table on the left, when you are a silver, you earn Generation Commission on your personal generation, your generation number 2 and your generation number 3. You will not earn any Generation Commission from your 4th generation onwards. Let's start this example by looking at how we calculate your personal Generation Commission. Your personal generation is all of the members in your downline up to but not including the first silver or above leader. To make that easier to see, we have highlighted the personal generation in pink. Next, we add up the PV of all of the members who are in your personal generation. In our example, that PV comes to a total of 3,500 PV. So to work out our personal Generation Commission, we take the 3,500 PV and multiply that by the personal Generation Commission percent, which is 2.5%. This gives us a commissionable PV of 87.5. We will then multiply that by the peg rate, and that would give us the amount of the personal generation in our local currency. Let's just take another look at your personal generation. Now, when you first achieve the rank of silver, the chances are that you won't have any silver or above members in your organisation yet. So just to make things clear, your personal generation includes all members up to, but not including the first silver or above member. Therefore, if you don't have any silver or above members in your team, then your personal generation includes every single member of your organisation. Just let me stress that. That's every single member of your organisation. It makes no difference if they may be on your 15th level, they are still part of your personal generation. I hope you're starting to now see the potential of Generation Commission, because you have the potential to be earning commission on members that may be on your 10th level, 20th level, 150th level for that matter. Now that is very exciting. Let's now calculate the Generation 2 commission. You can see highlighted in blue all the members in your generation number 2. In our example, we need to add together the PV from all of the members in our generation number 2. So this is 5,000 plus 15,000, which gives a total of 20,000 PV in our generation 2. We take this 20,000 PV and multiply it by the generation 2 commission percent, which is 3%. That then gives us a commissionable PV of 600 PV. We'll then multiply that by the peg rate, and that will give us the amount in our local currency. Let's now calculate the generation number 3 commission. You can see highlighted in green all the members in our generation number 3. In our example, we need to add together the PV from everyone in our generation number 3. So this is 18,000 plus 21,000, which gives a total of 39,000 PV in our generation 3. We take this 39,000 and multiply it by the generation 3 commission percent, which is 3%. That then gives us a commissionable PV of 1,170 PV. We will then multiply that by the peg rate to give us the amount in our local currency. You can see highlighted in orange all the members in our generation number 4. The total PV in generation 4 is 14,000 PV. Because we are a silver rank and silver earns generation commission on 3 generations, we will not earn any generation commission on the 14,000 PV because that's in our generation number 4. When we rank advance to the gold rank, we will then earn an additional generation, which means we will then earn generation commission on our generation 4. Now here we're going to take the commissionable PV that we've calculated and then work out how much this is going to be in Australian dollars. Now in the Getting Paid section we explained how to convert the commissionable PV into Australian dollars using the peg rate. And similarly, if you wanted to convert it into New Zealand dollars, you would need to use the New Zealand dollar peg rate. As of March 2018, the Australian dollar peg rate, which is what we'll use in our example, is 1.3. So that's what we're going to use in this demonstration. The commissionable PV in our personal generation is 87.5, which we then multiply by the peg rate of 1.3 to give us $113.75 Australian dollars. The commissionable PV in our generation 2 is 600 PV, which we'll multiply by the peg rate of 1.3 to give us 780 Australian dollars. The commissionable PV in our generation 3 is 1,170 PV, which we multiply by the peg rate of 1.3 to give us 1,521 Australian dollars. We then add all of these together And then that then gives us the total generation commission payable. And you can see in this case, in this example, it comes to $2,414.75. When I fully understood the generation commission, it was one of the elements of the compensation plan that got me really excited about the amazing opportunity we have with Young Living. It opened my eyes as to how I could earn an income on volume that is really deep within my organisation. That volume could be on my 10th, on my 50th, on my 100th level. It didn't matter because it was based on generations. Just remember, to earn the generation commission, you must achieve the rank of silver or above. And this was a big motivator for me to want to get to that silver rank, as I could see the significant difference it would make to my Young Living thank you check. I could also see how this was going to create a legacy income for me and my family, one that can support my family well after I'm gone. So I didn't look at the Young Living opportunity from a short-term point of view. What could Young Living do for me in the next 3 months or 3 years? For me, that's a short-term view. I looked at the opportunity and saw what it could do for my family over the next 3 decades, and how that legacy income will continue to support future generations of my family well after I'm gone. Having this long-term view also then took a lot of the pressure off. I could then see how it didn't matter if it took me an extra year or 2, or 3 for that matter, to hit the next rank. What mattered was that I continued to move forward in my Young Living business, step by step, and never, ever, ever giving up or hitting the pause button. So you can see why I love the Generation Commission, because it gave me the long-term view of how this Young Living opportunity can not only help me, but also my family for generations to come. So hopefully that gives you a really good understanding of generations and of the Generation Commission. And if you're still a little bit confused about it, don't worry. Just go back over and watch that section again. Because when we have that understanding of this particular commission, it's something that can really help motivate us to really keep moving forward within our Young Living business. And I can see some of your comments there saying that you now understand Generation Commissions. Excellent. Thanks very much for that, Sharon. And hopefully, having those pictures, the diagrams with the circles around them, hopefully that has really helped with understanding Generation Commission. And it's something that I think if you have some up-and-coming people that want to start sharing Young Living, I think showing them this as well so that they can see beyond just signing someone up and getting a starter kit bonus. They can see beyond that to where that potential is, and how the Generation Commission can offer what is such an amazing opportunity for us with Young Living. Okay, so let's now go on to Generation Leadership Bonus. The Generation Leadership Bonus is a share-based bonus like the Rising Star bonus. The value of each share is based on 6.25% of Young Living's total commissionable sales in the month. We'll have a look on the next slide as to how that's actually calculated. To be eligible to earn the Generation Leadership Bonus, you must achieve the rank of silver or above. What makes this bonus stand out is that there is no limit to the number of shares you can earn, and you'll see shortly how you can earn those shares. Let's have a look at how the value of a share is calculated each month. In a given month, if Young Living awards 10,000 shares and has 25 million in commissionable sales, the share value would be 25 million multiplied by 6.25% divided by the 10,000 shares. In our example, this would give $156 per share. The share value varies from month to month, based on the total commissionable sales and the number of shares that members qualify for in that month. There are two ways that you can earn Generation Leadership bonus shares. Firstly, based upon your rank. We will look at that on the next slide. Secondly, based upon each silver or above leader in your organisation. This is where the name of the bonus comes from. As you help to develop leaders in your organisation, you are rewarded by the Generation Leadership bonus. We will look at how this works in a future slide. As you can see in this table, when you achieve the rank of silver, you will earn 1 share. When you reach the next rank, you will earn an additional share. So at gold, you will earn 2 shares, platinum 3 shares, and so on. So remember, this is just how many shares you receive when you achieve that rank. Even better than this is what happens when you start to have silver and above leaders in your organisation, and the shares you earn for that. We will look at that in the next slide. Before we look at how you earn shares for each leader in your organisation, let's just review this table that you've seen before. This table is relevant for the Generation Leadership bonus. It shows you how many generations deep you will be able to earn shares. As you can see, as a silver, you can earn 3 generations deep. So as a silver, you can earn shares on the leaders who are within those first 3 generations. Let's have a look at how that works. In this diagram, the circles represent your members, and the yellow circles that contain an S are leaders within your organisation who are the silver rank. So let's start off with you. You are the silver rank, and therefore you earn 1 share. Now let's look at the leaders in your team and the shares you earn for them. You earn 1 additional share for each silver leader that are within your first 3 generations. Why just your first 3 generations? We'll refer to the table on the left, and you can see that at the silver rank, you can earn commission on up to 3 generations deep. Highlighted in orange is a silver leader who is on your 4th generation. This means you will not earn any shares on them while you are at the silver rank, because at the silver rank you only earn commission on the first 3 generations. When we add up all of the shares that you see displayed, this would give us a total of 5 Generation Leadership shares that we qualify for. Let's have a look at another example. You've now reached the rank of gold, so you earn 2 shares. In this diagram, you will see we have made a few changes to it. An S circle represents a silver leader, a G circle represents a gold leader, and a P circle represents a platinum leader. For each leader in your team, the number of shares you earn on them is dependent upon their rank. So if they are a silver leader, then you will earn 1 share. If they are gold, 2 shares, and so on. There is one distinction that you need to be aware of. And that distinction is that you can only earn as many shares on a leader as you earn for yourself. So because in this example you are a gold and earn 2 shares, you can only earn a maximum of 2 shares on each leader. So you can only earn 2 shares on the platinum leader that you see highlighted in blue on the left. The other thing to note is that because you are a gold, you earn 4 generations deep. You can see that in the table on the left. This means that you are now earning a share for the silver leader highlighted in orange. That's because they're in your 4th generation, and being a gold, you now earn 4 generations deep. When we add up all of the shares that you see displayed, this gives us a total of 10 Generation Leadership shares that we qualify for. Let's review what we have talked about for the Generation Leadership bonus. This bonus rewards you for helping to create leaders within your organisation. It is a share-based bonus where you earn shares based on your rank and the rank of the leaders in your organisation. You must be at the silver or above rank to be eligible to earn shares. The number of generations deep that you can earn shares is determined by your rank. The higher your rank, the more generations you can earn shares on. As you help to build more and more leaders in your organisation, this bonus can add up to be a significant amount of your total commission check, because there is no limit to the number of shares you can earn. So hopefully now that you have a better understanding of generations, the generation leadership bonus will make more sense to you. And so it's another one of these bonuses which honestly, you may only get one bonus, obviously, when you first hit silver, but as you start to develop more and more leaders, it's actually going to become a more and more significant part of your Young Living thank you check. So it's another great commission to, or in this case, a bonus to understand. Now that you understand generations, you'll understand the generation leadership bonus. All right, so let's move on now to the number 8 commissional bonus, which is the Diamond Express Leadership Bonus. The Diamond Express Leadership Bonus is a share-based bonus, like the Rising Star Bonus and the Generation Leadership Bonus. The value of each share is based on 0.5% of Young Living's total commissionable sales in the month. To be eligible to earn the Diamond Leadership Bonus, you must achieve the rank of Diamond or above. There are some additional qualifications to earn this share, such as attending the International Grand Convention or attending a winter or spring harvest and the Diamond Retreat. You can see that when you reach the rank of Diamond, you'll earn 1 share, Crown Diamond 2 shares, and Royal Crown Diamond 3 shares. So the Diamond Express Leadership Bonus is pretty straightforward. That's all there is to it once you achieve the rank of Diamond or above. So what we have gone through here today are the 8 different commissions and bonuses payable. The thing that I really want to stress about these is they're all individual. So just because you might not earn the Fast Start Bonus level 2, you still may earn the Unilevel, the Generation Commission if you're silver or above, the Rising Star Bonus if you have the right structure in place, and so on and so forth. So all of these combine together to make your monthly Young Living thank you check. And you can see the breakdown of your check and how it breaks up into each one of these 8 different commissions and bonuses. You can view that in your virtual office under the My Account section. You can view your commission checks there. And when you click on the commission check number, you'll actually be able to see the breakdown of your commission check, basically exactly like you see here, into the 8 different commissions and bonuses. So I hope that you have gotten a lot out of today's presentation, that you understand all of these different ways that you get paid a lot better than what you did before, especially the Generation Commission, which is one of my favorite commissions. So if there aren't any more questions, I'd like to say thank you very much for everyone for joining us tonight live. And if you ever want to watch this again, it's available in the Member Resources section of your virtual office. You can watch part 1 video, part 2 video, which would be this one here, or you can view the interactive presentation. So in the Member Resources section, you can search on my name, Andrew Wild, and you click on the link that says interactive presentation. That will allow you to jump into this and go straight to the section that you want to learn about again. And on each slide, you'll hear me talking and explaining what's on that slide. And if you wanted to, you could even give this presentation yourself to your own team members, because all of the words that I use are actually available in the member notes, in the speaker notes section. So you can actually open speaker notes and see all the words that I've been using here today to explain each of those slides. So thanks again, everyone. And any other questions, you can post them through in one of the Facebook groups. And I hope you enjoyed it and got a lot out of it. So thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you all later.
Thank you, Andrew. I just want to summarize a couple of the really key points that I can hear. And, people talk about the Young Living compensation plan being really generous. And, it's hard to understand why if you don't really understand these 8 commissions and bonuses. And so what I'm really, really keen to kind of focus on, and what I picked up in today, is that, the fast start bonus. I can see that that's really designed for quick income. It's a relatively easy bonus to get, and it's I would say really important that new members, new business builders, focus on those early bonuses in order to be able to fund their business building activities. So, of course, it's a no-brainer. And you can see that Mary and Gary, in their wisdom, have created this bonus for that purpose, that, we need a little bit of a boost when we're at the beginning. We're not getting much Unilevel Commission yet, and yet we want to have money to drive to that workshop or whatever. So those bonuses become really important. And then every time I see Rising Star Team bonus, it really excites me, because I can see that it's a bonus designed to teach us how to structure our organisation. Exactly. And so many people, and you've probably seen this too, Andrew, so many people get to silver and they get stuck there because they've only got 2 leaders. They've only focused on 2 business builders to that point. And so many times it's just seems to be more difficult for them to get to gold. And if you're thinking Royal Crown Diamond right from the beginning, then that Rising Star Team bonus really designs that structure for you. So that's, oh my goodness, that's exciting. And then once you're on your way and you're starting to grow and your momentum's starting to kick in, oh my goodness, all of this generation commission, generation bonus, really designed to encourage us to build other leaders. The more silvers and golds and platinums that you've got in your team, the higher the bonus. And so, of course, we're encouraging sharing. We're encouraging leadership development. We're encouraging making a difference to the world. So it's great to have that basic information that you've given us to really bring that alive and to show people how it's a real career alternative to slaving away in some office somewhere. And so thank you so much. Any final comments from you guys that you'd like to say to wrap up today?
Thank you very much for all the kind comments in the comments, or thank yous from everyone. Thank you. And I've really gotten a lot out of doing this as well. And I think it's going to be a fantastic resource for everyone in Young Living to be able to really get a better handle on the compensation plan, which can be a little complicated. But hopefully we're making it a little bit easier to understand and to then explain to others.
Great. Well, signing off. See you next time, everyone.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. See you later.